What we'll be doing today is a last point of sale of goods act, and then we'll be summarizing everything that we have done in contract of sale of goods. Last point that we are going to learn is rules for delivery. Rules for delivery of goods. Try to concentrate in any contract of sale of goods. There will be seller, there will be buyer. Seller will transfer goods to buyer and buyer will pay price to seller. This will always be true if it is a contract of sale of goods. We have understood even the meaning of goods, even we have understood the meaning of price. Understand, when we say seller should transfer goods to buyer, there are two things. Ownership should also be transferred and delivery is also to be made. Both should be done. Yes, it may be ownership first and delivery afterwards, or delivery first and ownership afterwards. But both is to be transferred. And in this lecture, we will be concentrating on this point. Delivery of goods. The first thing we are learning is definition of delivery. It is defined in section 2.2. Delivery means voluntary transfer of possession of goods from one person to another. From one person to another. Voluntary transfer of goods from one person to another is nothing but delivery. Nothing to be explained in this particular thing. A seller without any force, voluntary by himself, should be transferring possession of the goods to buyer is termed as a delivery of goods. We are learning some rules of delivery. Yes, first is effect of part delivery. Try to concentrate what we are exactly learning. I am entering into contract. Let me take one student from the class. Someone else who is not in this list already. Ravi. I am entering into contract with Ravi. I will be selling him 20 chairs. I will be selling him 20 chairs. Believe me, in this rules of delivery, this is one of the most difficult point. Other points are extremely easy. So try to concentrate in this point. And Ravi will be paying me 20,000 rupees. When ownership will be transferred, can anyone tell me the rules of when ownership will be transferred? There is a movable property, price is to be paid. When ownership will be transferred in this case? Anyone? Rishida? Yes, Dishita.
At time of delivery.
Sure. What does POP says? Passing of property says?
When contract is entered
Sure.
at that time.
This is what it says, Krutikava.
These are the ascertained goods and in deliverable state for when the contract is made.
Alright, they
Ownership.
are ascertained goods in deliverable state, so when the contract is made. Krutikava, even you are incorrect. Anyone who can give me correct answer? When the ownership will be transferred? Yes, Mishri?
Goods are in deliverable state and the buyer should be knowing this.
Alright, so you feel that these goods are not in deliverable state. So this is also incorrect answer. Anyone else who can give me correct answer? Why I am stretching this is I don't want any one of you to forget this. When ownership of goods will be transferred. Yes, Neha?
Sir, decided by buyer and seller.
Exactly. This is the first point. Ownership of the goods is transferred when it is decided by buyer and seller. All the rules which you all told before this are if it is not decided by buyer and seller. Delivery is never the answer, Dishita. The delivery is not written in single point when the delivery is to be made. Alright. So here there is a heading of delivery, so I think you might have understood this. But ownership will be transferred. POP happens when it is decided by buyer and seller. When it is decided by buyer and seller. So, let me tell you, when buyer and seller, buyer who is Ravi, seller who is I, when we are deciding when the ownership will be transferred, and Dishita might have given this answer. We both have decided that ownership will be transferred on delivery of goods. When the goods are delivered, ownership will be transferred. Can me and Ravi decide this? The answer is absolutely yes. We both can always decide when the ownership will be transferred. And we may decide on payment of price. We may decide on delivery of the goods. We may decide on some other day. It is our freedom to decide when the ownership will be transferred. If we don't decide, then law comes into picture. Deliverable state, non-deliverable state, unascertained goods. Then that law comes into picture. But we both have decided that ownership will be transferred on delivery of goods. Alright? Concentrate. I delivered 10 chairs to Ravi. I delivered 10 chairs to Ravi. What Ravi is telephoning me and saying, sir, I have received only 10 chairs. I am telling to Ravi that other 10 chairs are in transit. Let me write down 50. I have delivered only 15 chairs to Ravi and remaining 5 is in rickshaw. Those are 5 chairs in rickshaw. They are yet to be delivered. It is not so I am not delivering, but this is yet to be delivered. This is yet to be delivered. And this I have delivered to Ravi. The first question arises, this is a part delivery? Yes. I have not delivered 100% of goods. I have delivered only part of the goods. Can Ravi reject this 15 chairs delivery? Please try to concentrate. Can Ravi reject delivery of 15 chairs? That is a part delivery.